For viewers across Africa and the rest of the world, this is NC Continental Prime. I am Gbenga Aborowa. We begin with President Cyril Ramaphosa announcing that the ruling African National Congress, ANC, resolved that South Africa should quit the International Criminal Court, ICC. He was speaking during a press conference co-hosted with the visiting president of Finland, Sauli Niinisto. Ramaphosa says the decision, which follows a meeting of the ANC, was reached largely because of what is perceived as the court's unfair treatment of certain countries. The ICC issued an arrest warrant against Russia's President Vladimir Putin in March, meaning Pretoria, due to host the Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa bloc summit this year, would have to detain him on arrival.
The governing party, the African National Congress, has taken that decision that it is prudent that South Africa should pull out of the ICC, largely because of the manner in which the ICC has been seen to be dealing with these types of problems. We want a situation where there is a permanent ceasefire and that the conflict must be brought to an end, and obviously we will, through the African Union, be seeking to make interventions, also through the regional body IGAD, that war, that conflict should come to an end.
War in Ukraine is one dividing element which maybe not in itself divides, but it creates thinking around it, where many other things are also involved that may actually grow us apart.
Now, joining us to throw more light in this issue, we have Omry, Makgoale, a political analyst. He joins us from Gauteng Province, Alberton, to unpack this latest development. A warm welcome to you, Omry, and thank you very much for joining us on NC Continental Prime. I'll go straight to the question, Omry. Do you feel this move is unconnected with the arrest warrant issued against Putin by the ICC and South Africa hosting of the BRICS?
Yes, I think generally in South Africa we have been very unhappy with the ICC. You know, the way it has handled, especially African countries, and it has been inconsistent in terms of handling the big powers. You know, when we look at the Libya story, I mean, how Gaddafi was treated, and the other Middle East issues, how they were handled, and also how they handled the issue of Palestine. For us, it has not been consistent, and so most people are discussing about ICC. We have been unhappy with its lack of consistency. So we are not really surprised that the ruling party decided to maybe quit it now.
Influence in this move by South Africa?
Yes, I think. Yeah, I struggle to hear very well, but what I would say is that the issue of the Russian president coming here might just have, given an impetus to the whole story of leaving the ICC. But in general, I think in the ANC, our discussion has been that maybe we must leave the ICC because of lack of consistency. So the issue of the Russian president coming has just given an impetus because, historically, of course, we were supported, as ANC were supported by the Soviet. And most of those Soviet soldiers were largely from Russia and other, of course, socialist countries there. So we do have those emotional relations with Russia in that sense. And I think the issue of Russian president coming here has just made it necessary that we must leave because, the issue of Russian president coming here has just made it necessary that we must leave because, the issue of Russian president coming here has just made it necessary that we must leave because, the issue of Russian president coming here has just made it necessary that we must leave because, the issue of Russian president coming here has just made it necessary that we must leave because, the issue of Russian president coming here has just made it necessary that we must leave because, the issue of Russian president coming here has just made it necessary that we must leave because, the issue of Russian president coming here has just made it necessary that we must leave because, the issue of Russian president coming here has just made it necessary that we must leave because, the issue of Russian president coming here has just made it necessary that we must leave because, the issue of Russian president coming here has just made it necessary that we must leave because, the issue of Russian president coming here has just made it necessary that we must leave because, the issue of Russian president coming here has just made it necessary that we must leave because, the iss to be forced to arrest the Russian president would have been, very bad for us as the ANC and as the current South African government.
Now, Omry, is the reason given by South Africa, that is the perceived bias of the International Criminal Court and unfair treatment of certain countries valid? Does it hold water for you?
Yes, I think I'm really struggling to hear. I'm not sure what you said. I just said International Criminal Court, but I would say that we for now, maybe we should leave it, because until it can be restructured properly and be consistent in terms of how it handles all powers across the world, then maybe we should leave it for now. And of course, most of our friends internationally will understand why we left it, and they might not be happy, some of them, but they will understand why we left it. I think it's inconsistent. The ICC has been inconsistent in terms of how it handles, war-torn areas in Africa and in other places.
Now, Omry, finally, before I let you go, South Africa's leaving the International Criminal Court. Do you see a ripple effect, that is, other members following suit? And does this also affect the credibility of the International Criminal Court?
South Africa is an independent state, it's an independent country, so we should really decide on who we relate with and which body which international body we are part of, and also how we behave in these bodies. Of course, from our past of apartheid, we are supposed to be consistent with human rights issues, and so because the international community supported us during apartheid, and we need that to keep that. So we don't want to actually let our former friends down, because we were supported by them internationally. But we have to be consistent, and this current law, as it stands, excluding big powers and only looking at small powers, we think it's not suitable for now.
Thank you very much for your insights and your time. Omry Makgoale, political analyst, joining us from Gauteng in South Africa.